Hey guys, how's it going? Combat Craig coming at you live. And today we are going to be talking about disability benefits questionnaires. These are my opinions. I'm not a lawyer or a doctor or accredited agent or anything like that. I've read through this stuff and I think I have a pretty good handle on it. And basically, what we're going to be talking about is uh, what disability benefits questionnaires are, how they were used from 2010 to 2020, then what happened earlier this year, and then the new law that's on the books that I'm a little bummed. I thought I was going to pass this week, but I guess there's still time for it to get done. But I like a lot of things about the law. And yeah, let me give you a link to it so you guys can follow along here because I think I'd like to hear your 2 cents about all this stuff as well. So let's go over to overhead mode and say hi to Clyde. Got my fireworks going on in the background. My continuously changing background. All right, so disability benefits questionnaires they're basically check boxes. They're used by the C&P examiner at your exam, and it's to document the severity of your symptoms and what your symptoms are. These things are lots of symptoms depending on your condition. Lots of symptoms, so it's like, yep, he's got that, he's got that, he's got that, got that. So when a rater gets it and looks at the DBQ and looks at all the rest of the medical evidence that you submitted, it's easy for him to see, if you submitted your own disability benefits questionnaire, which would be called public use. And that's what we're talking about, those coming back. And then he's also going to be looking at the internal use DBQ that was done by the C&P examiner. And we have ATX Patriot in here, who actually is a rater, so he would know a lot more about this. But anyway, my 2 cents. So this was a Office of Inspector General report, dated, and I'm sorry it's not zoomed in very well if you can't read it. February 18th, 2020. Basically, if you remember, that's when the big C thing started happening this year. And basically, it breaks it down. DBQs were introduced in 2010. They're used to gather evidence that supports veterans' claims for benefit entitlements. The questionnaires include both publicly available and internal forms that veterans and those acting for them can print, complete, and submit for processing. That's it in a nutshell. That's exactly what they're for. They worked fine. Still work fine. If everything goes right with this bill, we'll be back in business because right now it's not fine, because pulling these offline has just created a whole lot of confusion. So there's some language in this report. I'm not going to go through this a little bit. There was the review team. They did this review. The review team determined the VBA staff improperly processed 41 out of 81 claims sampled by relying on the questionnaires to make benefit entitlement determinations that resulted in an initial award or an increase in veterans' benefits. In processing the remaining 40 claims, VBA claims processors correctly used other medical evidence. Sounds good to me. The at issue is improper use of the questionnaires occurred for the following reasons. VBA procedures gave inconsistent guidance on how claims processors should handle public use disability benefits questionnaires. The disability benefits questionnaires did not ask whether the examination were conducted via telehealth, nor did the website or forms indicate that telehealth forms completed by private providers could not be used for benefits. So a lot of this has to do, if not the whole thing, has to do with this concept of telehealth. So kind of funny that they're doing this in February when we realize, like, whoa, everything turned into telehealth from February till now. And it's going to be, not only is it 2020 going into 2021. The internet's here to stay. Telehealth's here to stay. Who knows when it's going to be like safe to go out and touch people again and stuff like that. Um, I'm sure it's going to be a couple more months. So the VA is heavily relying on telehealth. So it's just kind of funny, and they're kind of contradicting themselves when you have one wing of the Veterans Administration, the Veterans Health Administration, only doing telehealth. Like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you've actually gone in to a telehealth exam. I haven't. And then the Veterans Benefits Administration, they're kind of going, oh yeah, telehealth doesn't work. So this whole thing, there was some fraud found, and people are getting disability benefits questionnaires from doctors out of state, which is not illegal. Again, kind of using this example, switch back to me so you can see me. Again, this is inconsistency and causing confusion, because I live on the border of 3 states. So where I live in Southeast Idaho, my VA regional office is actually in Utah. So when I talk to Utah, I'm across state lines, right? So, and I'm not saying I'm like on New Jersey or New York, or I don't know. I've only been to the East Coast once or twice, but there's a lot of states that are jammed together with a lot more people, and this crossing state lines concept happens a lot more. So this kind of out of state DBQ thing, it's tricky. I guess I get it, but just kind of from my own personal experience, I think it's just kind of moronic to say, yeah, we don't like out of state DBQs, and then everything I do is through Utah, a state I've never lived in and I've driven through a few times. So I'll leave a link to this as well if you want to see this OIG report. This isn't the most exciting information. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background color on where this whole thing with the disability benefits question came from. So it was this OIG report. And then what the VA did is they just pulled them. They pulled them off the website, and I don't have that page. You can find it. Sorry, I probably should have that page up. Basically, they have however many there are, 80 something DBQs, and they were all on the va.gov website, and they're all like, yep, if you need one for your knee, here's knee, foot, here's foot, mental health. Mental health had them all up there. They yanked them off, and then they just put a little note that says, we no longer accept public use DBQs. Beat it, basically. I mean, it's probably a little nicer than that, but that's basically what it's saying. So let's hop over to this law. So let me know if that makes sense enough. If you guys are engaged in the claims process, if you're wondering, what disability benefits questionnaires are, why there's controversy around them. And then I will add that a disability benefits questionnaire filled out by your doctor is still medical evidence, no matter what form it's on. If your doctor chooses to write down your symptoms and stuff on toilet paper, it's his way of writing a medical opinion about you. So that is still considered medical evidence. The VA must consider all medical evidence. So that's where it's at. So let's hop into this law here. Sorry, not law yet. Hopefully to be law. So again, for you guys following along in the chat, and if you're following along in the replay, I will be pinning this to the top. This is HR 7105. It's a gigantic veterans bill. And I'm just focusing. There's lots of stuff in here. I don't know if you've read this much or whatever, but I'm just focusing on the disability benefits question. So this is section 2006. Publication and acceptance of disability benefit questionnaire forms of Department of Veterans Affairs. Now, this is law stuff. Again, I'm not a lawyer. and I highlighted some things, and I'm not going to sit here and read subsection B and colon A and semicolon. I don't even know what half of this parentheses things are, like slash D. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be kind of going through the parts that I think are important. So, first part of this. Oh, and by the way, the only reason I'm really talking about this is it's passed the Senate and it's passed the House. So if you were paying attention in elementary school or junior high or whatever it is, right? Then it goes to the president's desk, and the president can either sign it into law or veto it. So it's whatever, somewhere on his desk, headed to his desk. I saw this thing about 10 days ago, made a video, and was thinking, wow, maybe he'll sign it fast, but he didn't. So this first part says right here, the secretary shall publish in a central location on the internet website of the department. So put the damn DBQs back up is basically what that means. The disability benefit questionnaire forms of the department for the submittal of evidence from non-department medical providers, that's your private doctor, regarding a disability of a claimant, your disability, you're the claimant, I'm the claimant, including any form or process that replaces any such disability benefit form. So they're saying, put the damn things back up on the website. And if you're going to make changes to it, you need to put a whatever, like if you decide the migraines one's not good anymore, you need to put a new migraines one up there, or put something in there that replaces it, like a process. So just why this is so important, and this is like, I know I'm speaking at an entry level area here, but I mean, don't do that anymore is basically what Congress is saying in this bill. That was complete bullshit. You guys we had a system that was working perfectly well. You found a little fraud, blah, blah, blah. They didn't say veterans were doing the fraud. They were saying VA employees were fraudulently not looking at stuff. So who knows how much fraud was done on whatever. But I guarantee you the majority of the veterans were not fraud. So they're like, put that stuff back up on the website. And if you're going to make changes, you need to let us know. And it might be good for you to let the veterans know too. That's the whole purpose of the website. So then it starts going into this section 2 here, and it's talking about the confusion aspect of it. And I've talked on this a few times too. So what was happening was, okay, cool. Not cool. Sorry. Like the forms are pulled down, and then I had them. A lot of people were able to get their hands on them. A couple of websites re-uploaded them. Like, hey, this is just lame bullshit. There's still medical evidence. So there was kind of a scramble, and then there was conversation about the forms expiring, and that was kind of what has been happening. I haven't gone through and done a cursory review extensively on which ones are expired and which ones aren't, but there are DBQs that expired. We don't have to deal with those damn things anymore. Well, yeah, you do if this thing passes. So if you have an expired form, DBQ form, they need to accept it. That's what this part's saying right here. Accept the previous version of the form followed by the claimant, you. And then it talks about a timeline here. If the claimant files the previous version of the form during the 1 year period following the date of the form was completed by the non-department medical provider. So that to me, that's a little wordy for me, but basically to me, that's saying accept the previous form, and you have a year window. VA likes to work in year windows. So if you are, let's say you found yourself caught up in this thing and you filed a claim in the last, wow, what is it, December now? So since February, 10 months, and you found out, or you submitted anyway, or whatever, that one of these forms was expired, challenge it. Always challenge and appeal. Definitely do a higher level review and protect your effective date no matter what. appeal it with nothing, appeal it with supplemental, go to the BVA, keep this thing alive. Would be a good safe bet, because you're going to be able to point to this. But make sure you keep this alive. If you're like denied and wondering what to do, go file your higher level review and keep this thing alive. So they're going to have to go back, and once this thing passes, then they have to accept it. And then your argument's going to be, you have to accept it. But right now, this is not law. But you should appeal this anyway, and you should appeal any denial anyway. So another part of this is this section right here. Reports by Inspector General of the Department of Veterans Affairs. So not less frequently than once each year through 2023, the Inspector General of the Department of Veterans Affairs shall submit to Congress a report on the findings of the Inspector General with respect to the use of the forms published under blah, 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 blah. So basically what this says, I don't know if this is going to get passed in 2020 or 2021. So basically 2 years, maybe like 3 years, but 2 full years. They're going to need at least one report a year, and Congress wants an update. Good job on wreaking havoc on all of our veterans. You did a great job. Like, I guarantee you, every member in Congress is familiar with this DBQ problem. I hope you've been complaining to your congressman. I know I did about this. So they're like, we want a report. How much teeth this report has, how accurate it is, I don't know. But I like the fact that they're like, how are we doing? Hey, new secretary of VA. You pull the same shit that Wilkie did in 2020, or you got those things up and you got them updated. So I don't know what that report looks like, but I thought I would highlight that because I like that part. I'm going to go through down to here. Collaboration required. If in carrying out the assessment required by clause, blah, 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 subparagraph, the secretary determines that replacing the disability benefit questionnaire forms described is feasible and advisable, the secretary shall collaborate with, partner with, and consider the advice of veteran service organizations and such other stakeholders as the secretary considers appropriate. So on the replacement forms and the process for submitting them. So this is the most ambiguous, or whatever that word is, part of this law, because it has no teeth at all, the way I look at it and read it. But I like the intent of it. If you are going to make a replacement, you're going to change anything, the secretary shall collaborate with, partner with, and consider the advice. That doesn't mean take the advice. That doesn't mean you have to listen to any of these people. I'm going to remove disability benefits questionnaires again. I'm going to consider nothing. So I don't like the way it's got a little more teeth than that. I don't like the way that's actually written. And then I like this idea of other such stakeholders, but then it also says right here, as the secretary considers appropriate. Well, I don't consider any veteran service organization, any veteran, or anybody appropriate. I can go ahead and make this call on my own. So this is the only paragraph I really don't like a whole lot. Again, I don't have a legal mind. Maybe you guys do, and maybe this has more teeth than I'm showing you here. But that it's problematic. But as with all these laws, there's little cover your ass parts of it. So this last part in section 2006 talks about implementing it and then limitations. So the secretary may not discontinue the use of the disability benefit questionnaire forms described until a replacement form or process is implemented. So that seems kind of like a catch-all to me, to that thing that I was just talking about. So regardless of what this guy decides to do, I can't remember, McDonough, I think is his name. So whatever he decides to do, he can't just yank them until there's a replacement form in place or a process is implemented. So I think this is good. Not sure why this thing is taking so long to well, I don't know, I guess it's only been a week or 9 days in the middle of a holiday season. So I this seems like a no-brainer. And again, don't want to get too into politics and religion and stuff like that, but it is shocking that you have the Senate and the House agreeing on something. And this thing's huge. I mean, it covers all sorts of stuff. There's stuff about the CNP examiners in here, but I just want to kind of talk about this and keep this focused on DBQs. So let's go to some comments here, and I'm going to take a quick little break because I've been pounding too much coffee. So just a second. Oh yeah, before I do comments, let me just add. Oh, how do I get over to my comments? So, a couple other things. One is PTSD. That needs to be diagnosed. Like that DBQ needs to come from Veterans Health Administration or a CNP examiner. You can go ahead and send your own, but for rating purposes, that might help influence the CNP examiner, but it's got to come from the VA. And then as far as there's a lot of ways to continue the denial. VA hasn't been so effective at denying veterans for the past however many hundreds of years, and not knowing how to get around a few loopholes and laws. So I would say DBQs are on. If you're stuck in this right now, appeal no matter what. Even if you don't even know what you're appealing, I never just say blindly appeal, but blindly appeal. I believe this law is I believe just the fact that this turns into law will be enough for you, even in a higher level review situation. And then, it's still the whole reason there's this like telehealth fraud thing. So, just keep that in mind. There's doctors out there that I think are on the VA's radar. I call them internet doctors. So keep that in mind. Try to vet whoever doctor you're going to go hire to do this. And then it's more plausible or whatever, believable for a VA rater to kind of see this. And it's like, okay, cool. This guy's got a DBQ from a doctor, somewhere around his city. Maybe it's his actual doctor. So kind of keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't go across state lines. There's no laws saying you can't do that. I'm just kind of reading in between the lines. I want to give you guys a couple things to think about. So let's see where we're at on the screen here. So we got 154 people watching. Hello, everybody. 59 thumbs up. Hit those thumbs up buttons, folks. How you doing, Clyde? Uh-oh, I screwed up my thing. This is my screen, and these are the way the comments come rolling in. So when I am all over the board, what up, Busy? When I'm all over the board and I'm just babbling here, that's because I'm trying to, be live. and then figure out what the hell you guys are saying. And sometimes I get stuck reading very long comments. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to drag this out too long. I'm going to answer a few comments. You guys, there's a lot of people in here that are helping. So I'm just going to be looking. I'm going to be looking for things that I might be able to answer about this DBQ situation. And where is my output options? Okay, let me get this off. Okay. Yeah, that's something I need to get rid of. Stream elements and use Streamlabs, and it's just a different process. Half the time, this thing doesn't work anyway. The integration with Ecamm Live it's just a little complicated, and it's just one more thing. So I'm totally fine with the Stream Elements thing until I actually can sit here and dig into, just changing Stream Elements. But you can't change Stream Elements. You got to use Streamlabs. All right, let's see what we got. Charles Anderson's a new member. Thanks for your support. Awesome. I'm doing good. Okay. Scrolling through. Claims Jedi Master says he wants people to call him. You can post your phone number and your email address. Don't know if that stuff will get stuck in the live chat filter. Definitely not. I'm not sitting here moderating the live chat on YouTube. I do it on Ecamm Live. So I'm sure a lot of stuff gets blocked that you guys say. I apologize. One of the, big stream, one man show. Anybody wants to help me? I could use the help for sure. Okay. What is radiculopathy? That is the pain that runs down the back of your legs. It's not the medical term. Like I have radiculopathy because I have a big herniated disc at L5S1, which is in your lower back and your lumbar spine. And when that disc gets crushed or something, it starts shooting down my left leg. And I guess not crushed or something. It always is crushed. I have to go in once a year. Sometimes it lasts longer than other times, but I need an epidural shot. And then that relieves a lot of that radiculopathy issue. So that's what that is. And it's rateable. And it's a secondary claim as well to a existing lower back if you're service connected for it. Okay, let's see. 0352 Double Dog, what's up, brother? Army George, what's going on? You have a diagnosis and nexus for PTSD, but it's from out of state doctor. So remember, that's just one part of it, right? You have claims Jedi Master just threw $10. You're still not getting food, Clyde. But we will go to overhead cam. But Clyde, get on your bed. Go get back in the shot. Go ahead. Go get back in the shot. You're supposed to be on the Clyde cam. If you have an out-of-state doctor, that's just one part of the medical evidence. So that really calls out the whole purpose of that DBQ is to make sure that you call that diagnosis out with a diagnostic code. If you already have that diagnostic code and diagnosis in your VA records or in your private records and you gave it to the VA and you've been getting treatment for it and making complaints about it for 3 years, it's just going to add into the mix. If you're rolling fresh off the boat going, oh, wow, I just realized that I have PTSD and you never made a complaint, you're going to have challenges with that DBQ. I won my combat PTSD claim I finally did get a diagnosis. It was funny after I submitted my claim and that DBQ, but I didn't even get a CNP exam because I got denied before, and I've been talking about combat PTSD for 12 years. It just never actually got called out as a diagnosis. Correct. And that's obviously why they didn't even question it. Not only did I send the DBQ in with a diagnosis, I got a diagnosis. I was just couldn't believe it. It was from a VA shrink. She diagnosed me with combat PTSD, and then prescribed me a bunch of meds that didn't work. But I give it up for getting that diagnosis. That only took me till what I was 49 or 50 years old. What's up? What's up, Philip? Yep. Google is your friend, Sharon. Good idea to talk to these lawyers. I think I made a video about this last night. Can you help me with a Camp Lejeune claim? How busy are you guys? How much experience do you have with Camp Lejeune claims? How much do you guys win anyway? You know, questions like that. Call lawyers and vet them if they're too busy to talk to you before you hire them. I don't know what that means, but to me, it's like if you're too busy to talk to you before I want to pay you money, you're probably going to just blow me off through the process as well. I know it's not that cut and dry, but you're going to need to hire and vet. And anywhere in the country, you don't need to go somewhere near you. You can get a accredited agent, an accredited VSO, whatever, lawyer, anywhere in the country. Anywhere in the country. Let's see, getting stuck in the comments here. The bot is running. Yeah, it would be cool if it said Clyde says. What's up, gun guy? Hey, David. Storm and Norman, what's up? Hello, Desert Rose. M. Steele. You had your CNP for increase in PTSD rating outsource. I listened on here. I looked online what they're looking for. Cool. And they will all be outsourced. That's another decision. I don't know if they're going to actually challenge that one. That was another one the VA just did. I don't know. Again, I don't sit here and read the VA and understand all their legal mumbo jumbo stuff. But that was another one they just kind of came out with. We're no longer doing them anymore. We're going to just send it all to the contractors. I think I saw some members of Congress going, "Oh yeah, when did that happen?" And it was like crickets. So like it got done. And these things, this is why this is exciting. This law, because it's actually going to be a law. That's why the VA was able to do that. They could pull DBQs because there's no laws. They can do whatever they want. If you give a gigantic agency like that no laws, no oversight, yeah, well, we're just going to call the sky green or red because you didn't say we had to call it blue. Bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying. So that's what's exciting about the DBQs. And I think there's going to be some more of this stuff, to be honest with you. This is a pretty big, major thing. I think Congress is going to be digging up the VA's ass quite a bit more. So they don't do stuff like this because, I mean, you know, hopefully, like I said, I complained. Hopefully you complained. I have a feeling every single congressman heard about the DBQs. Veterans in every state, Providence, whatever everything else is called. Yeah, that's what a lot of people did was to download the DBQ because at the end of the day, you still are going in to a CNP examiner that's using that exact DBQ. It just says internal use on the top of it. So it's good to know what it is anyway. So DBQs never went anywhere other than off the VA's website. And we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how quickly this gets passed into law. Not law yet, so cross my fingers, but I'm pretty sure it's going to pass. And then it's like, how quickly is it going to take the VA to put them back up? I'm sure they're going to give them 90 or 120 days or something like that because everything takes forever. Okay, let's see what we got. Scrolling through. What's up, Fernando? How's it going? What's up, Ryan? Yep. Click the thumbs up. We got 90 thumbs up, 167 people watching. Hello, 167 people watching. Welcome, DBQs. Okay, not sure what that is. Not sure what that is. Okay, got a lot of banter. Brooklyn Vet, what's going on? Civilian Brooklyn Vet for what, 2-3 months now? Okay. What's up? Hey there. Thanks, King. I've been seeing you comment a lot in the last couple days. You know what you're talking about. Not seem to know. You know what you're talking about. I don't know if you just found this channel recently, but I appreciate your contributions, and don't take it personally if I just say thumbs up. A lot of the if you say everything, I don't need to go writing a whole bunch of stuff in the comments if you've already covered it all. But I do notice you, and I appreciate you. And if you are a lurker, and you're not a commenter, or maybe you're not feeling comfortable in what you're saying, it's fine to be wrong. Say stuff, give it a shot. Like, this is, I can't think of a more comfortable forum where you could throw in your 2 cents, because really, whether it's right or wrong or legally or whatever, it's your 2 cents, and it's your current understanding of whatever we're talking about or whatever the comment is. And then you will not get attacked and be called an idiot. I don't allow any of that stuff on here. And I got a lot of people watching these comments, and no, this isn't about that. This is about educating yourself. So please hop in, leave a comment, ask questions, and let's learn together. Again, I'm not some big, Harvard law. I don't even have a college degree at all. I just have been paying attention to this stuff, and I learn every single day, so I can make videos and not sound like a complete moron, but that doesn't always work. But I think my information is accurate. I'm not happy with it, but I try, every day I work better. That's the way you should be approaching your VA claim. Every day, learn something a little bit different about your claim, how you're going to prove it, how you're going to approach it, how you're going to appeal it. Whatever it is, learn about your disability. These disabilities, by the way, obviously this another like kindergarten level stuff, but they do not just go away. Pills don't treat them. Surgeries, especially back surgeries, that doesn't work most of the time. And as you get older, arthritis builds up, other problems happen, secondary conditions happen. It doesn't get better. I can't think of a better better time to start educating yourself about your disability than 10 years ago. All right, let's see. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to do a good job to try to answer everybody's questions, throw a little bit of knowledge out there. That's purpose. Get you guys thinking. Let's get the conversation going, and let's go. Let's do this. Let's go forward, and let's fight the VA, our medical disability, with medical evidence. Wherever you got to get the medical evidence, I get it. You didn't get it while you're on active duty because you didn't want people to think you're a pussy. Totally fine. VA actually knows that. This has been going on for a long time. Oh, you got your head blown off. Don't be a pussy. Suck it up and take a Tylenol and put a Band-Aid on it and go fight. That was probably more like the World War I approach, but you know what I mean? There's versions of that. Air Force is obviously not so much like that, like the Marines are, but there's a degree of this to all of us. And now we're all just veterans, that have problems. Sleep apnea is a good one. I didn't even know I had sleep apnea until I was 50. How long have I had sleep apnea? No clue. I don't know if I've had it for 20 years, 2 months. I know I got it now. Get in and get that sleep claim. That's what I mean when we're talking about secondary claims or secondary conditions. Like, you don't know if you have IBS unless you actually go get checked out for it, get a colonoscopy. That'll be a good way to do it. You don't know if you have GERD. Like, this just sucks. I'm coughing stuff up and choking on food and vomiting. And it's like, who are you going to complain to? It's just part of your life and it sucks. You know, go find out what these things are and get them diagnosed. Yeah, that's a good point. Some websites are still hosting them, and they are a good general guideline, like the best ones. But make sure you're looking at the current version of the law before you start doing anything. Very important to understand what the current version of the law is. CFR 38 Part 4, the schedule of rating disabilities. It gets updated not very often, but make sure you are referencing current law. Of course I will marry you. Would you like to do it live? Hi, Lyria. How you doing? Merry Christmas. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm not saying blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find something to talk about here. Yeah, absolutely. It's the Camp Lejeune stuff. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know what it's like. Sounds, I know it's serious. But like if you get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing, to help you with that claim. It's simple. If you're there from 1957 to 1987 or whatever, it's a big window. And then there's your dependents can fall into that too. And just like get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing with that stuff. Educate yourself, but get help. The VA love on these cover up deals. You're gonna there's a lot of back pay involved potentially. So do it. So get somebody that can help you. Okay, let's see. Boy, claims Jedi Master's on a tear in here today. Talking about SSDI, Social Security. If you can't work, you got enough credits with Social Security, file that claim. Absolutely. No, you can receive better veterans benefits, and special monthly compensation is totally separate. You can get both. I don't know where you're hearing that from. Love your avatar though. Oh, we're gonna get into a little VA math. 50 plus 30 plus 20 equals 72. And he's probably putting that right into his handy dandy rating calculator. I hope you're not rating right now. Not that you're able to multitask, but hopefully they gave you a day off after Christmas, whenever that was, yesterday or the day before. Okay. Hello, how are you doing? I saw your book, so I wanted to throw that on the last video for you. Any books? And that's another part. This whole thing is like dumbing down. And this is Carmelo's book. Anybody that takes the time to write a book about the VA disability claims process, they're going to be writing it at a level that most can understand. Not everybody wants to go running into the CFR and even understand it, even if you do understand a lot of this stuff. So a lot of people like using video. That's why there's YouTube and Facebook Lives and stuff like that. There's a lot of good books out there. Read books. It's just amazing, when you're just looking at the same thing and you just can't get a concept, or it just goes over your head or whatever. You just don't get it. And then you read it very simply in black and white, or hear somebody say it. It's like, oh, wow, boom, I've got that. Now I got something. All right, let's see. Lyria wants to talk with Ryan. Talk. Like I said, I don't know if you guys are able to, I don't know if you're able to I think you can put your email addresses in here. Don't put your real ones. Go to Proton Mail. It's a encrypted, very safe way to just throw an email out there. Protonmail.com. I think mine was like, isn't mine on the screen? Oh yeah, it's on that screen. Combat Craig at protonmail.com. I use it because it's anonymous. Nobody's gonna find out who you are. Totally safe to use. All right, let's see. What do we got? A VA contractor showed up at your home with a 24-hour notice, installed a modem and your CPAP machine after 3 years of using it. I don't have the context. That's weird. Mine has a modem in it, I'm pretty sure. It's not as obvious as the Move program because I'm just gaining weight. So I'm in the Move program, and then I go answer a bunch of stupid questions about vegetables and fruits. They're not stupid. It's just like, do my weight already. So it just dials up somewhere in the VA and tells them how much of a fat ass I am. So that's kind of weird that they installed it after the fact. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that's changing, but as far as I know, you don't need to be using your CPAP. You should. Definitely, I'm not giving you medical advice. I don't because I've had conflicting statements from idiot VA doctors. One told me you have sleep apnea. It's crucial that you use it. And then another guy told me don't use it because it's mild and you need to work on your insomnia. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know why they come this far late into it. Oh yeah, that was my point. So I don't know why they would install a modem in it for reading purposes. You need a diagnosis of sleep apnea, sleep study at the VA, preferably, and then you need to be prescribed a CPAP. So that's actually, believe it or not, the easy part. The Nexus is the hard part. Oh, you lived in it? Did you file a claim, and how'd that work? Okay, so some of you guys are in here that are dealing with this stuff. Wow, Parkinson's as a result. Yep. If you guys are looking for an actual VA accredited claims agent, here is one right here. So we have a accredited claims agent and an actual rater. So talk to each other. And this one, by the way, because I've heard her say this, if she's too busy, she will let you know. Those are the kinds of questions you want to ask accredited claims agents before hiring them. You know, are you going to be too busy to help me? That would be like the most important one to ask. Good. We see. So my emails are coming through in the chat. I see lots of emails popping up. Good. At least YouTube's not filtering all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see. You just got denied. You've fired your attorneys, but file a supplemental with new and relevant. Will I still secure my original date? If you've preserved it up to this point, yes. But there's markers. So if you got denied, you have a certain amount of time to appeal. I think it's either 60 or 90 days. So if you hit that date, then you kept your claim alive. If you were in that time frame and then you decided to fire your attorneys and they didn't hit the date or something, you might have lost it. So kind of hard to tell where you're at. I have no clue. I hope you didn't lose your effective date though. But that's what it's meant by keeping your claim alive. You have certain time frames to do things, so just do them. If you don't know what you're doing, not the greatest idea, but if you want the back pay, you need to keep them alive because it just goes away. You don't get it. Then you can always file a new claim and all that kind of stuff. But some people have been working these claims for a long time, and I get it. Back pay is important. Okay, let's see. Skittles Rain is new to the channel. You applied for TDIU. Your VA tips are really good. I hope they help you win your case. I sure hope they do as well. I am full of tips. Hopefully they're useful. But I know I just kind of keep talking, and talking is good. We got the conversation going. At least we're talking, right? Talking and listening. So let's see. My claim for increase was deferred as the rater needed clarification. Then the trace was transferred to another examiner. Should I be concerned? You have a lot of information. Did somebody call you and tell you this? Or are you just in e-benefits too much trying to figure out what they're doing? I am thinking that's what you're doing. I would log out of e-benefits and not worry about it, because you're answering your own question. Should I be concerned? You should be out of e-benefits because it's irrelevant. If the VA needs some clarification, they will contact you. They'll call you and they'll send you a letter. And then at the end of the day, the actual letter, like the big letter, your rating decision, also comes in the mail. I think the e-benefits thing needs to be revamped. You may have more going on than that, but that's what it sounds like to me. And there's nothing you could do. The more you look at e-benefits, it's just going to drive you nuts. You could get on the other hand, right? You get a accredited claims agent like Carmela. You could, she can get in there. She's not going to get into your e-benefits account, obviously, but she can get into the VBMS. Is it Veterans Benefits Management System? Clyde, quit eating. I'll feed you soon. He's being a little dickhead. She can get in there and take a look and see if there's anything that you actually need to know about. Okay. Clyde's irritating me, and he needs to be fed. And I hate having a hungry dog. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm going to stay on top of this DBQ story. Again, if you're watching the replay, I'll post a link to the OIG report, and then I will post a link to the current law as it currently sits, but it's kind of like e-benefits. It's nice that there's a law, but it's not actually a law until the president signs it. But I like a lot of things that I'm seeing in it. Now I just want to see it come into law. So with that, I'm going to bounce. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon, and thanks for taking out an hour of your day and joining me. I will see you in a couple days.